Hi everyone, this is Dr. Zavala with TexStar Chiropractic. I'm based out here in the Belterra clinic. So I'm going to go over 4 exercises with you to help loosen up the hips. These exercises have a little more emphasis on the hip flexor, which will help with lower back pain as well. This is also really good for people who sit a lot and also a great exercise to add into your warm-up routine before your workouts or even during. Okay, so I'll start with the first exercise. It's called Shinbox. So that one's going to focus on the internal and external rotation of the leg. So for example, internal, just follow the knee. If the knee goes in, that's internal. If the knee goes out, that's external. So you're going to start like this. Once you're in this position, and if it feels pretty tight, so if you're really tight on the hip flexor, it's going to feel a bit uncomfortable here. That's okay. It just means your hip flexor is pretty tight. Ease into it. You're going to bring your knees up and you're going to push your hips forward. And so you should feel a stretch in the hip flexor. Once you do that, you're going to come back down. If you're pretty flexible, then you can just rotate the legs. For people who are pretty tight, that might be a little difficult. So what you can do is use your hands to help support you. So you're going to rotate the legs and then you're going to come back up and push the hips forward again. And that will help stretch the hip flexor as well. And that would just help with the internal and external mobility in the hips. So you're going to do 10 reps in 3 sets. Okay. So the next exercise that I'm going to show you is called frog squats. I like doing this if I have a lower body workout, just to warm up the hips before doing any heavy lifting such as like deadlifts or squats. Essentially what this is, so you're essentially going to go into a squat, or actually it's a modification of a squat. So you're going to have a pretty wide stance. Your hands are going to be together as if you're praying-ish. And you're just going to be in this position. You're going to feel, if your hamstrings are tight, you're going to feel them stretching. But you're going to go into a pretty deep squat and then come up. So this is helping stretch out some of the hamstrings. This is a great way to warm up those hips as well. And so once again, 10 reps in 3 sets. Okay. The next exercise, you're going to start up in a plank position. This is essentially the runner's lunge. You're going to bring your leg to your foot. And so with this, you should feel the hip flexors in that hip stretching. If your quad is pretty tight, you'll probably feel that stretching as well. Just hold for about a couple seconds, bring it back into a plank, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. So just like that. What I like to do is I like to do 10 reps. I just like sticking with 10 to make things easy. So essentially it'll just be 1, 2, all the way to 10. And then I do 3 sets of that. Okay, and then the last exercise that I'm going to show you, that is the lateral lunges. I like doing that just to keep my legs warm. What that is going to focus on, so the lateral lunge essentially is this right here. That helps activate my glutes. It also helps loosen up my adductors. That is a muscle that I feel most people forget to stretch and warm up. This exercise right here, you're activating the glutes and just kind of warming up those adductor muscles as well. So here's the left side. And then here is that right side. Okay. And once again, I would just stick with 10 reps, 3 sets. So those are 4 exercises that I like to do. I am a runner, so I do a little more emphasis on the lower body. With those exercises, definitely if you can add in some glute exercises to activate the glutes, especially if you're a runner, that would really help just warm up the body even more. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great day, and this is with TexStar Chiropractic.